Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow. It is currently 11:58 Eastern Standard Time. That is PM. I'm here to hopefully, I think I'm going to give you some good news on Bitcoin because of what's happening right now. I'm just going to jump right to it and make sure you smash the likes and subscribe. But anyway, here we go. So, yeah, I've been at work. I've been working a little bit and trying to figure out what's going on. And I caught wind of this golden cross happening. It hasn't quite happened yet, but it's about to. And this is the 50 and the 200 moving averages on a daily chart. And you can see in there's still a little bit of a gap. So they haven't met just yet, but they're about to. Probably, I'm guessing, probably tomorrow. And it's almost tomorrow. So hopefully, maybe tomorrow afternoon, this might kick off. And I'm expecting to see a pretty big turnaround. And we'll see what happens because this isn't 100%. My line's a little wavy here. But here's the thing. This 50 over 200 MA on a daily chart, the last time this happened was pretty significant. Excuse me, I'm like having issues. But the last time this happened was way back here. The crossover was about April 23rd-ish. Let's just call it, basically April 23rd. And I started this price graph from this happening, okay? And the price went all the way up from here over the period of May, June, and didn't even go into July. So basically less than 2 months. Now keep in mind, we're getting pretty close to the halving, okay? And I originally called a $14,000 price of Bitcoin just at the halving. By the time we hit the halving, I expected to see 14 grand. Now, could be more than that. Because basically what I'm seeing here, this is a 187% gain over basically the same time frame once this cross has happened, okay? And then from there, we started to come back down. Now, this is all the way back in like May of 2019. So we weren't really, I get some people were arguing that we were in a bull market at that point. And maybe so. I guess if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, sure. But this was a really big spike up to about 14,000. That was 14,000 from a low of around 4,800. Let's just call it 5 grand. So it went from 5,000 to 14,000 in the same time frame. And that would be, for us to get, that's only 48% from where we're at right now. So if it were to move here, we get this golden cross and it were to do just to get to 14,000 from here, is basically about a 48% gain. If we were to get a full 186% gain, guess where that takes us? Takes us way past the $20,000 mark into over 27,000. This is not happening. There's no way this is happening right now. Some people want to think, yeah, we could hit the halving or hit the original all-time high by the halving. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening probably for several months at least. But I can see us hitting 14,000 from here. And there might be some little pullbacks here. Just like here. We had a little bit of a dip, little bit. There are little dips in here in this mad rush, but this is a pretty parabolic run up of 187% over the course of a couple months. Now, if we want to go back to 2015, somewhere out here, we're going to zoom in on this a bit. This is October of 2015. This is the only other time that this had happened. And if you look here, this is October 27th, 2015. This is already after a parabolic run up started, okay? Which is kind of what's been happening currently. We've been getting a pretty parabolic run already. Well, I don't want to call it parabolic. It's not really straight up. This is parabolic. This is like, this is up. Now, when this happened, we got a 63% increase. That's not even all the way to the wick. If I do it to the wick, we got a 75% increase. So this signal is obviously an extremely bullish signal. I think it's exactly what we've needed. I mean, you look, it hasn't happened. I mean, it hasn't happened until that run from 5,000 to 14,000. And we just saw it again. Well, we're about to see it. We're going to see it by the time we wake up tomorrow. And I think at that point, we've got bing, bang, boom. I think we're going to go up from here just based off of history. Again, history doesn't necessarily mean it's going to repeat itself. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm an idiot on the internet. But this definitely seems to be where we're kind of at. If you were to start this price action, even let's just say if you were to start it down here, you could say that this is a pretty solid run up. Not exactly similar to the previous run up from like 300 to wherever it went. I don't even remember. It went up pretty high. But I would say it's pretty close. And I would say, honestly, from here, Bitcoin could definitely see 14,000 before the halving. And we might even come up higher than that. If momentum really starts to build over the next couple of months, the halving is going to start establishing a serious amount of FOMO. And think about it. That one run, I think the 2015 run, if I'm not mistaken, was leading into the halving, but it was also leading into the halving quite a bit away. I mean, yeah, we had quite a while. We had all the way till June of 2016 until this halving. So when you're looking at this run, you know, here's the halving run. This is about where we're at now. And then boom, we went up. What's this price increase? And there was no big deal. Yeah. I mean, that's 35%. That's without a golden cross. That's without anything. That's just FOMO into the halving. So this was the halving that led to the parabolic run up from here all the way up to 20,000. And that's basically what we're seeing now, except now it's also fueled by this extremely bullish indicator that doesn't fire off very often. Okay. So this is a really, really, really good sign. And as word spreads about this occurring, likely tomorrow morning, maybe early afternoon is my guess. And, you know, everybody's lights start flickering and flashing and going off. I see a lot of volume picking up here as people start to buy in because they're going to realize like serious traders are likely going to be buying in here, building volume. RSI is going to go up. It's going to go over bot again. We're probably going to have a dip. You know, I'm guessing somewhere around here. I don't know. I'm just guessing if we run up, maybe get March 1st, you know, so maybe we get a nice 2-week run up. We get a little dip as the RSI goes over bot. But just because the RSI goes over bot also doesn't necessarily mean that it's got to turn around. I mean, if you look here, RSI breaks the top several times and continues for quite a while. I mean, look at this. This is where the RSI broke, and it still went up. All that really means is the volume, you know, the volume could slow down. But overall, I think we're looking really good here. We didn't go down in yesterday's video. I talked like I think it was 96.20, something along those lines. You know, I was seeing a lot of other analysts say, look, if we hit this mark, then we're probably going to go further. We didn't. We bounced. This is on a daily, but let's look at a 4-hour. If we look at a 4-hour, we've already started to recover. We've already started to move back up after this actually pretty healthy correction. This was only like a 7.5% correction. So nothing significant. It looks like it, depending on the time frame you're on, but on a 4-hour chart, it looks like we took a really big hit. We didn't. It was 7%. Not very bad. So going back to the daily, you know, this is probably going to turn around by morning. The next, I'm guessing that maybe even by the time you're watching this video tomorrow, I think I'm going to go ahead and schedule this for 10 a.m. And so by the time you get to this point, it'll probably be 10:15, and we'll see what happens. But ultimately, I think we're going bullish from here in a pretty serious way. And while we are going to likely get some pullbacks, I would buy and hold, or at the very least, if you can't afford a significant amount, just continue averaging in. You're going to be averaging in as the price continues to move up. But if that's all you've got, that's all you got. But from here, and then you know, in that, getting in here, I think a lot of traders we're going to move up. Maybe we get a couple weeks of a nice run up here. Maybe we start hitting somewhere around 11.2, I would say is pretty safe. Then we might get the RSI over bot. We sell off a little bit. Then we start moving back up. And we just keep doing that basically until we peak out here that total run up to 14,000 is only a 48% gain. I don't think it's going to be too difficult based off of the numbers we've seen post Golden Cross on the 50 over the 200 daily. And I'm going to leave it at that right there because that's some good news. And that's a Tuesday. That's Tuesday news for you folks. So crow your coins, and I'll see you again real soon. Have an absolutely wonderful week, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. Have a good one.